there was no VAR. Trimless, what did you make of the Gooners' performance tonight? And of course, Gabriel Jesus picking up his first hat trick.
Yeah, man, big up the panel. Obviously, I'm just upset that Jesus' hat trick wasn't all offside goals, just to piss you, man, even more off, to be honest. Well done, Jesus, man. It's been a while. Obviously, the whole of 2024. And as you were saying, Terry, like you said, it's spot on. Like when he scored the first goal, because he's been missing all these sitters, I was like, bro, how are you going to do a nice cheeky dink now? Like, where was all this before? Where was the composure before? Well, fair play, but I'm not going to get ahead of myself because it's Jesus. He hasn't showed consistency on the scoring front. So I'm just going to leave that there. He's probably not even going to start on Saturday because I can see Arteta just playing his son Havertz. And then we're probably going to struggle against Palace. But yeah, in terms of the whole game, it was nice to see Tenny back on the pitch just for nostalgia. But again, he showed me why he's not really been around. Kiwior, every time I come on this podcast, I mention Kiwior's name. Kiwior, bro. And then I'm reading today in reports that he decides he wants to leave and Napoli are interested. Bro, please, goodbye. Because there hasn't been a 45 minutes from you where I've seen and I'm like, maybe there is something there. Like the whole signing was just a flop. I don't know what they saw in the guy, but it just didn't make sense. So yeah, I don't even want to talk too much about Kiwior, but man, God bless. Have a safe flight and don't come back to London. In terms of the rest of the game, as you said, the first half, it was poor. It was slow, lethargic again. I was thinking, is it going to be another typical Arteta flops in the little cups again? And talks about he's got community shields, and now we get cussed again by rival fans. Well done, Arteta. Appreciate you, bro. Keep promoting the community shields. But yeah, so obviously it was good to see that he actually at halftime was like, you know what, we need to win this game. Put on Odegaard. Obviously, I was upset that one area had to come off, but I understand. Then again, maybe Mourinho could have held bench and one area played with Odegaard, just a bit more attacking threat. But we won the game, so I'm not going to get too much into it. But yeah, second half was really, really much better to see. Moving the ball quicker, as you said, it was slick. And yeah, man, it was just a much better performance. But then how are we going to let Nketiah score, man? He's never scored that type of header for us. I've seen Nketiah literally 3 yards out and miss headers for us in games like that.
Is that his first goal for Palace as well?
I don't think it's his first.
I think it's his first goal for him.
It's his first goal as well.
Ain't football weird like that?
Days,
one thing that seems to happen every year, and it's happened to you in Palace, is you'll always get. I always seems to be a few cup ties every year. The following league games, the same team. The amount of times the players on a bad run of goal scoring form, they play against their old club and they score. These things just seem to repeat themselves. Jason, obviously, I know you had a bit of a tough day today. You shared it in the group chat earlier. You were involved in a car accident, but it seems you're okay and you're fine, which is good.
It happened yesterday, so
yesterday. But as we know, your back's hurting, your head's hurting, your legs are hurting, everything else, right? Yeah, all hurting.
It's all right. It's been.
No, it's hurting, isn't it? It's hurting. Yeah,
in pain.
I'm all right.
Okay. I'm trying to help you here when it comes to the claim, bruv. When it comes to the claim.
I know.
Do you know what it is? He's got amnesia. He forgot he was in one now. That's what it is, Doc.
He caused the crash.
He's forgot.
You can only claim if you're not liable, though. So
trust it was him that caused the crash, isn't it?
Nah.
That might be true.
I do have pain. I have neck pains. It's all right. I'm fine.
I had to go when I was in a car crash once, and I was in the hospital but getting sorted, and I was in a lot of pain, and it was made worse by my doctor because I couldn't stop laughing because he said, I don't know where he's from. He had an accent, and he said in a few days, he said your whip splash is going to start hurting. And I said, what? I was what? Sorry? He went, yeah, your whip splash. Right? And you try not to laugh. I was in so much pain. I thought, whips what? He went, yeah, your whip splash. And it just honestly to this day is one of the funniest moments of my life. I'm sitting there in pain. I'm like, he's saying whip splash, and I was great. But yeah, sorry, I would have Arsenal. Jason, speak Arsenal. Whip splash.
Oh my god! But yeah, what a day! But it is what it is. I'm just forgetting about it. But it is what it is. But then again, I'm saying first starting 11. I'm telling you, that's criminal from Arteta. I can't lie. Partey at right back once again. Kiwior. I've seen enough with this guy. I can't lie. It's one of those ones where like he's not good enough for Arsenal. Like every time I see him, mistakes after mistakes. Hopefully, an offer from Napoli comes January, he can just go. But fair play to Arteta, of course. Like he changed his ways, he changed his tactics itself. Odegaard came on, made the difference as well. Gabriel Jesus, you know what? Like I wouldn't say like I could. It's not like I don't rate him. Like he's not a good striker, but at the same time, at least I can see where he is. Like he can do everything else right, but except for finishing. But today, those 3 goals actually gives him that confidence. So like at the moment, I feel like in cup games, I feel like results that is matters. That's what I'm saying. Results game business itself.
What did you think of Nwaneri? He started for you guys, right?
To be honest, Boneri, I don't know. I don't understand why he got dropped off anyway. Like he's one. There's a lot of people that played.
Yeah, that was probably the only. I know you guys were very good after that, and you won. I did think I was thinking, come on, let's see a little bit of Odegaard and Nwaneri together. You had Jorginho one. Palace was sitting back. But I suppose that's hindsight. Maybe if he stayed on, you wouldn't have been as good. And then you'd be all sitting there going, why did he do that? But it would be nice to see, for me as a football fan, Nwaneri playing this team, when you've got a strong 11 around him, I'd like to just see what he can do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he needs a bit more experience around him. I mean, we do have experience, but the quality is not there itself. Like
Sterling is rubbish.
I still question on the squad.
Sterling was all right today. He should have finished, but he was all right today. He should have finished, but he was all right.
He should have finished, but it's one of those things where it's just like, yeah, he needs a bit. He needs quality around him. That's the thing. So that's the thing. That's the only downside it is. But other than that, atrocious first half, but we kind of made it through, and that's what cup games are for. Anyway, so we need the results instead of the performances. So up to semi-finals. I want Tottenham. I don't care. I want Tottenham, beat them in the semis, and then you know what? Wembley, we tend to do well. So here we go.
Yeah,
I agree with you. Take Tottenham, please. Give me Newcastle.
If Man United get knocked out tomorrow, I hope we don't. I would love a North London derby final. It would just be kind of. Because for the reason a North London derby final, Spurs haven't won a trophy in a long time, and Arteta really needs one. I don't think there's another combination that would make for a more for a neutral anyway, for a more sort of
Liverpool versus Man United. Respect yourself.
No, again, but did you listen to the first thing I fucking said, Sam?
But this is the biggest game in English football. The two biggest clubs in England face each other at Wembley.
But hang on, just stop talking for a second. I've literally said if my team gets knocked out, that's what I want. I want my team to go through, you pleb, right? I'm giving you an example. If we go out, why do people reframe things after they've been said? I said, if we go out, this is what I want. What I want is Man United but I don't want Liverpool in the final. I hate Liverpool in finals.
But you agree Liverpool Man United is a better game for the neutral even.
Yeah,
you know what the best game might be is a neutral. Best game is a neutral might be.
You've ruined it now. We're going to move on. You've ruined it now. We're going to move on.
Might be Tottenham, Newcastle.
Harry, I do have
the point I was making is Man United, even though we've been bad, we've won trophies recently, and so have you. There's something about the North London derby as a final because of their rivalry and both their need for trophies. It makes it such it would make it such an intriguing final.
Us and Tottenham are the ones that need the trophies.
You do. I know you guys do in your own world, but it's again, if Sunderland were slow down. If Sunderland were in Spurs' position and you were in your position and you were both in it, I'd like to see that as a final because you've got that local rivalry added on top of the one. That's all I was trying to say. But
I get it.
I'm going to move on. Nathan, what did you make of things tonight, mate?
Gotta go. See
cheers,
mate. Cheers, Jason.
Pre-Christmas miracle, isn't it? Gabriel Jesus getting a hat trick. Comes like London buses. You be waiting for a while, and then all of a sudden you get 3 at once. I mean, for me, I like to look at things chronologically. Like first goal. I came on after the Fulham game, and I said Kiwior's a pussy, right? And I said that, and I'll say it again on my chest, right? Because he ain't got heart for any battles. He doesn't want it. Like you can see when Mateta's, battling with him, his heart's not in it. I'm trying to say he don't look confident in a duel, and it was pathetic. And once again, he's cost Arsenal. And there's a reason why a lot of the fan base have wanted him out, and even the club themselves have, been open to letting him go. And it shows, the failures of the club in that regards. Like the boys touched on, the tempo was very frustrating. It was kind of insulting. I think if I'd paid to go to that game and I'd watched that first half, I'd be pissed because there was no urgency. There was no, like I said, it was testimonial settings, and the biggest change one of the biggest changes the thing that changed the game for me was the tempo. In the second half it was chalk and cheese. It went from moving it at a pedestrian pace to playing with some intent. And additional to that, obviously the subs came on and changed the game. It's crazy how shifting players into their natural positions can suddenly optimize performances. Like we saw Timber move over to the right back position. Odegaard came on, and all of a sudden we saw a little bit more balance, and and then obviously as mentioned, we moved the ball with pace. I think Odegaard has shown why, again, for me, he's a top number 8 and not a number 10. I think a lot of fans like to profile him as this number 10, but he's not a natural player in the final thirds as a KDB or Maddison or even a Bruno Fernandes. That's not the zones in which he performs at his optimal. And shout out to Jesus again, like I said, because I think his finishing today was outstanding. Second goal was very fortunate, but for me, the last goal was the most impressive, because usually players who ain't natural goal scorers tend to struggle when they have more time in front of goal. And you see that a lot with Darwin Núñez, for instance. But for him to have all that time to bear down on goal and also have the pass on, but to finish, emphatically was quite surprising, because it's not really something that we associate with Jesus. I was quite impressed with Tierney today, man. I felt Tierney gave us some dynamism down that left-hand flank.
Dynamism.
His passing was poor. You don't think his passing was poor?
Huh?
You don't think his passing was a bit poor though? Well,
he's been off, but I'm saying in terms of his ability to cross, his cross for the Sterling chance was outstanding, and even that ability just to stretch the pitch was what I liked about it, because sometimes we're very predictable, and sometimes we don't play left footers at left back. So when you have a overlapping fullback,
is that him though, or is that a tactical thing though?
I think that's him. That's his game, right? Tierney, that's always been Tierney's strength. Part of the issue with Tierney has been the fact that he can't invert into midfield, right? And we're not really using fullbacks in the traditional sense. So when you ask him to do that role, he tends to struggle. But when you put him on the outside and you ask him to deliver crosses, I think his first season and a half for Arsenal, that's where he excelled. But yeah, I thought Timber as well gives us a real nice profile midfield. So when he inverts, he kind of bursts and runs into space and helps, which kind of helps break down low blocks, because we don't really have players that can shift low blocks or mid blocks. When teams set up in banks of 4, we tend to struggle with that, and it's a profile that I feel like we don't have much of. And when we do have players on the pitch, we need to get them in them positions to exploit that, because that helped open up the game. And all in all, it was a Jekyll and Hyde kind of game. First half was shocking and was having me question the manager, the players, in terms of even just their desire and their commitment. But obviously a few changes, and questions need to be asked of the players, because I don't see how they can play so slowly in one half and then play with so much energy and pace and whatnot the second half. But it's a solid result overall in terms of it's a cup competition, so you just want to get through. I know the second goal was offside, but you'll take that. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? I'm trying to say to you at this point. Listen, you don't give a fuck. It's a penalty. Listen, if it should have been a red, it is what it is. As a fan, you'll call it out and say, the referee should be consistent.
As a Liverpool fan, didn't you win a Champions League one year where in the previous round you scored a ghost goal?
That's some shame and some decorum. Number one.
The reason why I bring that up is you did not celebrate going on to win a trophy that you got to the final.
You mentioned the ghost goal and I can't speak.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to understand.
Let me tell you something about the ghost goal. As Rafa Benitez infamously pointed out, if that penalty doesn't get given, then the goalkeeper gets sent off and we have a penalty because it was a foul before that. So say the whole thing if you want to say it. And as well,
you might not have scored the penalty. The point is the goal that was given shouldn't have been a goal, right?
Yeah, Liverpool versus Chelsea at Anfield with them having 10 men. Oh yeah, they're so gonna win.
Hang on, but don't try and twist it. The point is, all of our teams through history before VAR scored goals or had goals that maybe should have gone in that shouldn't have counted. We've all benefited from it, right? Yeah. The reason that we've all got this agenda against the PGMOL is because it shouldn't be happening now. And every now and then it fucking still does. Like, come on, man. Let's stop letting the PGMOL off the hook and drop the tribalism on this bullshit. And let's all stick together on this.